Well, hello there. I believe we are live. I am Angelus. I am your mindset coach and trainer. I am all about showing you how to train your brain. And before you can train your brain, you got to kind of understand how the brain works. I know in the field I've talked about that this is about thoughts and feelings. But to understand thoughts and feelings, you have to understand memory. Oh, we're going to talk about memory, the brain, and I thought this was about thoughts and feelings. Well, it's actually the same if once you understand what I'm going to tell you. So, thoughts and feelings. What are thoughts and feelings? And how, more importantly, how does that affect your success or lack of? People are not aware that we have a supercomputer. And actually, it's better than any supercomputer that has been created by man. It's called your physical brain. And I'm talking about the physical brain, not to be mistaken to be your mind. It's a totally different part. Your physical brain, it's a wonderful, wonderful organ. It's just like a living computer, but very advanced. What it doesn't do the same as other computers is it doesn't think digitally, as a digital computer, ones and zeros. We have a computer we call the brain that actually uses holographic or 3D memory, which is vastly superior to anything we have today and in machine form. So that's how it is. That's what kind of computer it is. How does it store this 3D hologram? How does it record these things? Well, it does that by thoughts and feelings. This is how you create a memory, believe it or not. Memories are caused by a thought. That's it, period. You start off simple as a thought. A thought can be anything. A thought comes from everything around us that's happening to every single second of our conscious existence. While we're consciously awake, anything and everything that happens to us is being recorded. Now, the science has shown that it is being recorded. The science has also shown some things become what you would call long-term memory, and some things are short-term memory, or even long-term memory starts to fade as time goes on, as you get older, due to old age and all that, as they say, the computer getting old. But the truth of the matter is, the quality, I should say. It is the intensity of the thought and feelings association that makes a memory stay with you to the day you leave this earth if you're 100 years old, or you forget it decades earlier. It's the intensity. It's not necessarily old age, because I've talked to people who are in their 90s that can remember things in graphic details of things that happened to them when they were children. And then they can't remember what they ate 2 days ago for breakfast. How's that work? Why is that? It's not necessarily old age. What is happening is, okay, a good example. You take a thought from a situation. Let's take a situation. Fire truck goes on by, or better yet, you have an accident and you're witnessing this accident. Now, as you're witnessing the accident, you have thoughts about this accident. You're watching it. You have thoughts of fear. You might have thoughts of regret, guilt, unbelief, bewilderment, total disgust or shame, or all the types of feelings that can possibly be generated during that situation of the accident. You don't know why, but you're feeling all these feelings. Now, these feelings are not feelings. They're emotions. What is the difference between emotion and feelings? Feelings are recorded emotions, period. Just recordings. That's all, like a tape recording of a voice. Emotions are created at the moment of the activity, in your present now. As you're awake, you are creating emotional states through thoughts. Thoughts always create emotion. There's no other way around. The emotion doesn't create the thought. The thought creates the emotion. So as an example, back again, accident. You go into the accident, you're watching, experiencing, you might smell gasoline, feel the flames, the heat of the flames, see the horrific aftermath or during the process. And what's happening is your brain is developing these chemicals, these proteins, these hormones, dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. It's creating all these hormones, proteins, chemical compounds. Okay, so you have the experience, you have thoughts about the experience, and it immediately generates an emotional response with all these proteins, hormones, and chemicals going through your system. Now, the intensity of these chemicals, or I will explain for later, I'm giving you a preview, if it happens more often, in other words, if it's repetitive, you will take a snapshot, or I should say your brain, physical brain will take a snapshot of this scene. But it's 3D, it's holographic. So what I mean by that is it's going to record the smell. It's going to record the drama and the feeling of it, physical feeling. You might feel heat, you might feel cold, you might feel maybe you got close to the accident, you can actually touch the car, the metal, the heat. You're going to be recording all the sensations through the skin, through the eyesight, visual, tasting. All 5 senses are recorded in a 3D image. And this 3D image is then stored in the physical brain. Now, if this continues, say 2 years later, you see another accident, the brain likes to network similarities. So you see another accident, even though it's another place, another time, you start to develop the same, oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, these other chemicals, these hormones. And now it's not just recording this, it's putting it likes to network, likes to attracts like, likes to associate and put it with other stored information from the past that is similar, not identical, but similar. So this is also how the law of attraction works. We're getting to the root of what is the law of attraction, what's the mechanism of law of attraction. So another preview. So we got this brain, and it takes holographic images of intense emotional states created by thought. So it's emotion, thought combo with all the 5 senses put into a group that's similar over time and space. Now, this group, believe it or not, science has shown, it actually creates a physical connection in the brain. The dendrites of the nervous cell start to branch out and connect physically to each other, to support each other. So it's actually a growth in the brain, physical growth. So that's in essence how thoughts and feelings, or should I say emotions, are then taken together as a snapshot in 3D and stored in the brain. That's beautiful. Now, that is not a problem. If you wish to re-examine a past event, you want to remember something, that's not the issue. The issue becomes does that memory get in the way of future plans, future endeavors, future changes? Does it support or does it hinder? So if, say, for instance, you want to be a fireman or fire officer, but you've had these tremendous experiences in the past with accidents, you've seen them, you remember them, you're going to remember all the feelings as you're going to be an officer. All the things are going to come back to you. And it could motivate you to be a better officer so you can prevent such accidents, or it can just paralyze you so much that you don't pass your test or you don't do well. That's how memories work. They're neither good or bad. It's just memories, how we respond to them in the present, or how we create new thoughts and emotions in response to the old feelings, the old thoughts, determines our success in something that we're going to have or not. So your future success in anything is all determined on how your past memories are going to be supportive or not. Good example again. We have memories from the past. Say they were taught to us. We grew up with the family, the tribe we were born into, the religion we were brought up in, the politics, whatever, the science. It all said, and over in some form or shape, you were taught that money is the root of all evil. You're shown examples of why the money is the root of all evil. You might have told that rich people are bad and they might play on your emotions. And again, At the time they're telling you rich people are bad, you're probably thinking thoughts of these rich people, of examples of rich people, and then all the hormones and the chemicals and the oxytocin, the dopamine starts moving, and they're going through your system, and bam, snapshot is taken. It's put into memory, and then later on, someone's told you that someone stole from you, and the person who stole from you just happened to make more money than you. So again, you're getting these thoughts of, why is this person doing this? And then the emotions immediately start to develop. Could be even hate, could be vindictiveness, could be you have feelings of having righteous justice bestowed upon this person who stole from you. Of course, anger, bewilderment, and all kinds of other emotions. I'm not going to go through the whole list. And then again, snapshot. But it's then, again, the brain likes to put it in association, likes to network. So it'll put it with other things that are similar. Let's put it with the memory of rich people are bad, or rich people are evil, or money doesn't grow in trees, and money's the root of all evil. All that stuff, it's just put together in one. And there's a physical component to your brain that's actually growing from that. So now, doesn't really messes with your life, does it? Doesn't really prevent you from having a social life. Doesn't prevent you from your hobbies, going to church, paying your taxes, go to work, pay your bills. Doesn't do anything. Then one day comes, something changes. Maybe you decide to go into your own business. You want to be a solopreneur, entrepreneur. You want to run your own business. And all of a sudden, you start to notice negative chatter, negative noise in the background of your mind. You might start to feel something wrong. Feel. Not having an emotional response, but feel. Then, as time goes on, no matter what you do with your business, it seems to be like you're cursed. Or it's like you're self-sabotaging yourself every turn you make. No matter what you do, you're just not getting ahead. You're not even getting to surviving, everybody thriving. Your business just barely hanging on, and you don't know why. And you've hired professionals. You've hired consultants, trainers, coaches, and all that. But it doesn't seem to be all working, because most of the stuff you've been working on for your business to help you get past whatever this curse is probably on tools, on learning new skill sets, marketing, branding, sales, whatever, advertisement, learning how to balance your bank accounts, your checkbook, the ledger. But that has nothing to do with your mindset. And the mindset is from the past. This structure, these constructs in 3D, all association with each other, all working towards one thing, making you remember that this is how it is, but it isn't. This is how it was, but it's make you feel now something that you haven't felt perhaps in years, if not decades. So it's an illusion. When you're feeling feelings, they're just memories from the past, from thoughts created from a situation that happened, or situations that have happened, period. When you're having an emotional response, it's something that's happening right now due to a thought you're having about something. So what I tell people is, if you're not having the success you want because you're getting this negative chatter from the past, money is the root of all evil, good people don't make money, yada, yada, yada. If you're getting all that, or you're unconsciously not aware that it's sabotaging you, because of course, how can you make more money if you believe that money is the root of all evil? You believe deep down money corrupts, absolutely. Power corrupts, absolutely. You heard that before. But you're a good person, and you want to be a good person. So to stay a good person, you need to stay poor or not making a lot of money. You can see the insidiousness of the process, but even though it's like a cancer, it's not a bad or a good thing. It's just the process of how your memories are created, first of all, and then how you relate currently to your past memories. So I tell people, if you want to change that, if you want to get out of that rut that you're in, that money's the root of all evil, those past thoughts that have created a circumstance, and every new thoughts that you create currently throughout your life, if you want to change that, remember, I said before, that some memories are done simply by snapshot of a traumatic event. All the hormones are running, the adrenaline is running through your system. You're pumped up, and so it takes a snapshot. Or you do something over and over, and it starts putting them in association, and then that association becomes a giant network that's just as powerful as one big snapshot. So the repetition of something can create a snapshot, a new way of thinking. So I tell people, if you're having thoughts, negative thoughts, or you're having negative feelings from the past, be mindful that that's from the past. I give you permission to accept and that these are from the past, and you can have my permission to go look at them. These are not you. These are moments of past thoughts and emotions you had, past tense, that are gone, long gone and dead. 2 minutes ago is as dead as 2,000 years ago. So this memory it's just a replay of something. It's a ghost. But this ghost is telling you how to live in the now, in the present, all the time. So be aware that this is happening. This is not you. This is part of the process that your brain does. All the science shows that if you understand that, you can start not reprogramming, changing this dialogue that you're having with the past. In fact, that's what I recommend the most. Do not have a dialogue with the past. Do not even give it energy, because the more you put your focus on it, the stronger it gets. And the stronger it gets, the more it influences you now. So say you want to get out of this self-sabotage. You want to get your business to the next level. But you got all these beliefs, thoughts, ideas, and feelings about what money and wealth is. And to you, in this situation, it means success, financial success. That's what I'm talking about. So I tell people, step back, relax, take in the fact that this is not you, never was you. This is just memories that you have stored in your body. And now your strength is in the now, your conscious now. This right now is everything, nothing else matters. 2 seconds ago is as dead as 2 minutes ago, it's 2,000 years ago. So that doesn't matter. The future hasn't happened, hasn't been written. You're making it. So that doesn't matter. What matters is right now. So from a point of currency, by focusing on being present right now, right here, and telling yourself over and over, you don't have to do this 8, 10, 13 hours a day if you're awake that long. You just need to do this for a few minutes every now and then when you're alone and not distracted by the outside world. Just take a few moments every day. I recommend like a couple minutes in the morning, midday, and before you go to bed. And just sit, relax in a comfortable position and focus on everything, all those feelings that you would like to experience in the future, but experience it now. So, and I say feelings because you haven't experienced them yet. They haven't happened yet. So they're like a ghost in the future that you're trying to access. So you sit down, relax, and you just have thoughts. Remember, I told you, thoughts generate all emotions. All emotions come from thoughts, and all feelings come from thoughts and emotions that have been recorded in the past. So let's create new feelings to be recorded. Let's create new thoughts to become our dominant whisperer, muse, our dominant consciousness. Let's create a new now, which then will create the future. What I mean by that, for those who don't understand, anybody knows about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, you understand this. And that's, again, if you don't know what that is, hypnosis. The science, again, has shown that the mind, through NLP, does not understand the difference between past, present, or future. It doesn't understand that. You consciously can think about the past, present, and the future, but the unconscious mind, which is driven by this memory of the brain, doesn't comprehend any difference. By its point of view, it's everything that's happening, past, present, future, is happening right now. That's how it judges things. So, and I told you earlier that if you repeat something often enough, it starts to believe that that's happening right now, all the time now. So the trick is taking those moments a day and just focusing on those future feelings that you wish to adopt, those future thoughts that you would like to have, but have them now. So, example, picture yourself very financially successful in your business. It's thriving, it's doing well. You have hired a crew, a bunch of employees to help you out. You got vendors, you're doing well. In fact, you can take a month or two off from your business and you still make more money than when you were there. So it's doing extremely well. But put yourself in that pretend future state of being, that perfect ideal that you have about your business. And just for a few moments, you can even close your eyes. If some people cannot see it with the eyes open, whatever works, just for a moment, for a little while, a few minutes, just focus. You have a few minutes. Don't tell me you don't have a few minutes. You can't be that business. You can't put 3 to 9 minutes a day on doing this. Come on. But do it a couple of times, do it 3 times, break up the time so it doesn't overwhelm you. Because some people, they can't settle down enough to focus enough. But 2 minutes, come on. So you sit down or lie down and relax and you think. And not just think, because the thoughts comes from the thinking. The thinking also generates the emotions. But be there and attempt to use all 5 senses. Since we already know the physical brain takes snapshots, a 3D, a hologram of your 5 senses of an experience. Picture being in the future, how it would smell, how it would taste, how it would appear to your eyes, how it would feel through your very core, on your skin. The emotions it generates, believe me, you will have emotions when you start thinking how it will feel. The emotions that it generates, focus on those emotions. Focus on them. And make them even more intense. Make them more real. And as you do this, the mind starts to believe it. The mind, which is generated by the brain, starts to believe, hey, this must be happening because you're thinking it, you're feeling it. So it has to be true. So, okay, snapshot, put it away. Snapshot, every time you do, put it away. And as that network grows and accumulates, a physical component of your brain starts to form. Literally, that's what the sciences have proven. A part of your brain starts to grow. And that will then dissipate the old program. And it's been shown through science. And I've actually seen videos of this under microscopes and also through other means that they have examining the brain, that the old program, once it starts to not be accepted or used, the nerve cells let go. They physically let go. And they're no longer connected. So then it becomes impossible to think that again. So when a new program sets in, the old program is let go, it's technically deleted. It's gone for good. You can't get it back unless you work as hard as you did in reverse to get that old program back, which nobody wants to do that. I don't know anybody who has done that. So that is how it simply works, through repetition. Now, if you can make a dramatic, and only I haven't met someone who can do this. I'm pretty sure there might be somebody out there who can do this. But if you can create a dramatic effect of creating this future that your mind, your brain sees it as a real thing, it can be taken immediately, snapshot, and just delete it and replace everything. Now the new thoughts are the old thoughts. There is one way to do a dramatic way without you attempting to force it by sheer focus, which I don't know anybody who has that kind of focus, except for perhaps the kahunas in Hawaii and some of the Tibetan monks. But for the average person like you and me, the fastest way is you use NLP, a form of NLP. There's many different types. You can get help from someone who's certified in NLP. My wife and I are certified in NLP. You can find another hypnotherapist that can help you and specialize in training your brain, whatever it takes. If you use NLP and you have the assistance of the guide of the hypnotist to put you in this perfect, total financial ideal state of your future business and keep you there just long enough where it hits, it could be seconds, it could be minutes, but literally gets you to believe that is what is. your mind will take a snapshot of that moment, thinking that it's not an illusion, not a make-believe, it's not a created imagination. It believes that. So right after you come out of the hypnosis therapy, it's changed. And I know people have said that. I've seen people do that not just with their business, but with smoking. A pack-a-day smoker, stop right after the session, never smoked again. People who have been on alcohol or other chemical vices, never did them again. People who have bad managing of money, you're a bad manager of money. You don't know, you never can get your checkbook to work. Or you cannot get your ledger book to balance out for your business. I've seen people use hypnosis and it's changed that. Either way, through NLP or repetition, these are simple ways to retrain your brain. But now that you know that your brain is created by a conglomerate of similar thoughts of the past due to a combination of thoughts generating emotions which turn into feelings in your memory, and all this is in association with similar occurrences, you see the power that the brain has, and not just memorizing things, but creating new possibilities, new potentials. So with this, I hope you've learned something about how the physiological part of your body, your mind works as, psychological portions, how they relate to each other, and how your simple thoughts, and I mean simple, create emotions. And these simple emotions, combined with the simple thoughts, depending on how intense they are, become permanent memories. If they're not, then they're usually not remembered long because the mind doesn't take snapshots of anything less than an intense emotional thought. So with that, if you have any questions on thoughts and feelings and how they make you successful or not in the field, please comment and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great day.